I like just kind of recording things just because sometimes they share in their testimony that some very nice things about 7K here. So let me do this. We didn't get a chance to do this on Monday to announce this, but I wanted to ask Dr. Chris to come on. She just hit the gold level in 7K. And man, I know there's a lot of things that Dr. Chris, you guys got happening on. I know your daughter Annie has had a big part in that, and just Mark and Danielle and Kathy. And I hate to start naming names because there's so many people that are involved. And I'm glad that Mark and Danielle were able to you find the time first of all to share with us this morning and just kind of share what 7K's done for you and kind of what you see 7K doing here moving forward.
Okay. I was just reading a blog by Ed Dowd, who is the broker who got BlackRock up to, I don't know, 40 billion or whatever. And the guy is saying the fiat currency is going to fail. We know that it is. Inflation is legalized counterfeiting. So I've had a bee in my bonnet ever since first talking to Mark and Danielle that I better get as much money into gold and silver as I could. I seem to constantly screw up on crypto. I'm sure that there's a place for it, but gold and silver, I know I can get my hands on. And I also know from meeting you, Curtis, back here in Maine, and then some of the principals in the company, this is just a company that I trust. And we had someone, say the other night, well, how do you know your silver is where you say it is? I said, it's in Idaho. I trust these guys. I mean, how is it? How is it? Seriously, everyone, how do we trust the bank? How do we trust the brokers? I just wanted to take some of my 401k quickly before this crash starts and stick it into a gold and silver IRA. It took 3 different companies filling out all this paperwork for my money. And so what I'm just saying to everybody, I'd like to get the word to people. If you could just get some of your money into 7K now in that sound money wallet. I had the feeling about it. My whole career has been based on not only science, but my own intuition, which is the first sense. It shouldn't be the sixth sense. And then working with Kathy called me out of the blue. I didn't really know anything about 7K. She calls me at 10 at night, way back. And she goes, you're whatever, you're about to lose whatever it was. And, you better buy another coin. And, and I just trusted her and I did it. I mean, I just know I can trust this company. I like where they're going. I like the idea of being a disruptor of the network marketing industry, where you always have a few leaders at the top and they manipulate things and, all the rest of it. This doesn't do that. So I'm thrilled to be part of 7K. When my daughter came in, I had no idea where that was going to go. And now I've watched her become a superstar. And I see Camille there. Camille's a superstar in Maine Stands Up. She does our social media. But I'm thinking, the more people we can get in a community, in an alternative economy with 7K, the more people we can get, the safer we are as we go through this rebirth canal of breakdown to breakthrough of the current financial systems. So I'm thrilled with 7K and all the people that I'm meeting and the way it can bless people's lives. But it does take, I remember Robert Kiyosaki saying, rich people and poor people don't think different, they think opposite. And so what we're doing here is we're trying to teach people how to be their own ecosystem and get out of the debt slavery business, which humanity has been in for a long time, but especially since the Federal Reserve, which is, as you know, is neither federal nor is there a reserve. I'm reading Fruit from the Poisonous Tree right now, and also the Maternity Act of 1921, where they began to own you through your birth certificate. 7K is a straightforward, optimistic answer to where we're going in the future. And I'm glad for those of you on board who can see this. Most people can't. I mean, I get that. Most people can't. But for those who can, we're building the new economy. We're building the new community. And it's going to be based on sustainable resources. And gold and silver have been around for a long, long time, and they're not going anywhere. And I see Camille on one of our meetings. She told the coolest story. Her partner, Samantha, is 7th generation from a fishing village on Matinicus Island, where, I wouldn't even go unless I was with Samantha, because it's known as a place that you don't go there unless they know who you are. So her great-great-grandfather, I think, was a sailor, and she has a gold shackle that he wore in his ear. And all sailors way back had these gold shackles because they knew if they got stranded, the gold could get them home. So I just feel like our gold and silver can get us home. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Chris. I know I see Mark and Danielle have jumped on here, and I know they've worked with you quite a bit. I've got everybody. I think I gave you host, Danielle or Mark.
I just got to say, this has been a fun ride. I'm looking forward to the Vegas conference, because I think it's going to be an excellent. I think it's going to be just an inoculation that everybody needs. You need to be around people that are like-minded. Zoom is great, but being around people is a different story. And just to be able to partner with Chris, who, very candidly speaking, she saved millions, personally, in my opinion, of millions of lives around the world, of people who, just because she had the bravery to step up and say things that were against the mainstream. And I don't know if anybody wants to ever debate that. I'm happy to debate that. And seriously.
Thank you, Mark.
But the big thing is to be able to see a community like this come together at a time. Seriously, it's been the past couple of years has been probably some of the most chaotic, and we see like a slow motion train crash happening that we're all witnessing, and we're on the train. And but when you get into a community like this, and you have people like Dr. Northrup that you can see, who obviously has an extremely busy schedule, ridiculously busy schedule, and flying all over the world, but still takes the time. She's taken time to jump on our Zooms with us when she's been away on trips and things like that. So the servant leader in Dr. Northrup goes well beyond what we're seeing here. She's a global leader, and she gets sometimes nasty stuff said that I'd like to be there when someone says some of that nasty stuff.
That would be good, Mark. Next time I'm taking it down the street.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. But it's complete ignorance. Ignorance on fire here is good. Ignorance out there is ridiculous. So anyway, I just got to say, it's an honor to be here, partnered with her, and now seeing Annie also exploding as well. So now it's and now this is spreading around the globe, and we're meeting so many great people. But I just want to say congratulations to Chris for an extremely great job, and just going out there and staying persistent and always keeping the positive attitude, and really being a hero and the brave person that you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark and Danielle. And thank you.
Did you want to say something, Dr. Northrup? I didn't want to interrupt you.
Nope.
Well, I just wanted to add, I have been listening to you for a long time, and I could listen to you every minute of every day. Your leadership is just incredible. And to have you here, as Mark said, we're so honored to lock arms with you. And I just want to say, we've been talking for the last, year. We talking about how we're going to do this, and we kept saying, okay, we just need the leader. We just need one more leader to show up.
That's right.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And lo and behold, she was living under your roof the whole time. So to see, a mother and a daughter do this together, it's just Our hearts are singing. So we're so proud of you and congratulations. We love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, Kathy, do you?
Well, I just can't say what a pleasure it is to be in this community, as Mark and Danielle have said, and Dr. Northrup. Oh my gosh, we look after each other. There was something I could do for her. I'm honored. And when I had COVID, she called me. Mark got me on, and she said, what's going on? And I was describing it to her. She said, you're being poisoned. That's COVID. I'm scared to death. She talked me through that. I have total confidence in this woman. If she says it, I could book it. And that's exactly what I did. I wrote down verbatim. I did everything she said, and I felt better that same day. So I mean, this is what we have. This community, whatever you need, there's somebody here that will reach out and say, I got you. I got you. I mean, and out there, we're getting slapped around and clobbered. So I just can't say what a pleasure and a privilege it is to be here with Dr. Northrup, Annie. Oh my gosh, amazing mother-daughter duo, the dynamic duo that they are. What a pleasure. And Mark and Danielle, I mean, how they met going to lunch. I mean, it's like, this is just destiny. This was meant to be. God's in it. God's woven in it. And it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be with y'all. Thank you.
Again, Dr. Northrup, thank you for joining us this morning. I know you've got so much that you do throughout the day, and a lot of people consume your time, but I do appreciate you taking a moment and just sharing this morning. I know I remember back at the barn, we'll call it the barn in Maine. I think when we first got started, your intentions were just to, get some gold and silver. I don't think you were really wanting to build a business with it, but I think do you mind sharing just a little bit about what you've seen? I know you shared about the owners and stuff, about what you see here before you go, of how 7K can truly help so many people. You're muted. Sorry.
Okay, there, good. That was central control. What happened as a result, I just knew I needed to get some gold and silver. And I knew that. And then I also, that the collector coins, I watched them, the return on investment go up. So I got into that. I never realized the degree to which this could be the sustainable community, because every medical freedom community that I'm in, which is grassroots, the big issue for most people is they can't quit their jobs, or if they do quit their jobs, they can't put food on the table. I mean, this is where people are struggling the most. And so this gives us a way to bless people with an income so they no longer have to be at really death-focused jobs. And I say that, I remember years ago listening to a woman who said, if you're staying at a job you hate for the benefits, chances are good that you're not going to live long enough to see them. And that now, not only is that more true than ever with what's happening with people in these jobs, in my view, they're actively trying to eliminate people. So this gives us a very concrete, very real way to bless people. And even if you want to do a barter economy, even if you want to do whatever you want to do to get out of the financial system, having a stack of silver eagles is a very good way to barter anywhere. So again, it comes down to having some of God's money and spreading it around and helping people. But it takes a company like 7K. I remember I had friends who lived out in really bougie Sagaponack, out in Long Island, the Hamptons. And it was back in the day when everyone was saying about Bernie Madoff, we can get you in. We can get you in. It's like, oh, you're going to be able to get in with the super elites. With 7K, it's almost like, if you can see this, it's the opposite of the super elites. It is, we want you in a community where we want to bless you. And there's no way I could have gotten to gold without blessing my daughter, without blessing Camille, who's on here that I see, with other people. It's thrilling to me to be able to help them. You know, not everybody can write a New York Times best-selling book, but everybody can do this business, like everybody. And the way Mark and Danielle teach it is such a no-brainer. It's like, get someone on a three-way call, get them on a Zoom. That's all you need. You don't need to be board certified in anything. Just get them on a Zoom and then drip on them a little bit. And I mean, Mark had to come back, you know, it was before Stack and Sell, by the way. And then when he showed me Stack and Sell, okay. Then when I finally did it and scanned a coin, now it's like, you know, the package comes, it's like Christmas. You run in here to my computer, you scan the coin, you watch your return on investment go up. It's, you know, it's fantastic. It's fun. It's almost, you can't believe how easy it is. I haven't gotten into the 7K Advantage anymore, but my daughter did save $200 on a flight to see her sister and my grandkids down in Florida. So, you know, that's another thing that I haven't even explored yet. And then there's the healthcare. It's fascinating to me that is with the sovereign nations. So that means that the U.S. Public Health Service, which is not helping you, everybody, they can't get near it. So I love that.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Well,
Yeah.
again, congratulations on reaching the rank of gold, and congratulations to your entire team. I know it's not, you know, this business isn't built with just one person. You know, it takes a team of effort, and, you know, we don't want to exclude anybody when we recognize somebody, because it is a team effort. And, you know, just thank you for all you do. I know there's a lot of Zooms you guys are doing, and just appreciate your leadership. So thanks again for sharing with us this morning.
Great. And thank you for your leadership, Curtis, and also Mark and Danielle and Camille and Annie and Kathy. Can't wait to see you all out in Vegas. The 7K is the only thing on planet Earth that would get me to Vegas again. I swore I would never go back there again in my lifetime. But to see all of you, it'll be fun. Okay.
All right.
Over
Well,
and
thank you,
out.
Doc. Thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
sharing this morning.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Unbelievable, guys. Just the story that Dr. Chris has to share. You know, a lot of you may not know, how many, Annie may be on here. How many books has she actually written? Is it 7 or 8 now? I know she was talking about, Annie, I've got you muted. So let me see. I may have to ask you to unmute. Hold on. Sorry. It's my fault. Let me switch a couple.
Honestly, I thought it was like 5 or 6, but I kind of lost track.
It's 8.
Oh,
It's 8.
I'm not the best. Sorry. But
Well,
it's a lot.
Best sellers, by the way.
Yeah.
She's on this show 10 times. I can tell you that. Oprah.
Yeah.
But
She's
yeah.
been on Oprah 10 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know when I got to go to the barn, we went to go out and eat, and she'd mentioned a book, and it was something that, you know, dealt with spiritualism. And I got that book, and holy cow, it just, the knowledge that's in there that she shared, it just blew my mind. So, you know, just exciting thing. So again, Annie, I want to congratulate you too on reaching silver. I know were a big part in, you know, your mom reaching gold. So thank you for you guys and all you're doing.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to a couple of this Camille on here. Peter's on here as well. I'm not sure if there's other members on here.
Peter.
Beth is on here.
Peter.
Peter Gold is on.
Did Luke?
Peter Olafson that's what I was referring to as well. And I just want to say to everybody, you're all part of that. It was because of the collective effort of everybody together, just as Curtis had mentioned, that made that happen. And there's so many names. We might be missing somebody.
Was Seth and Louie, and I forget that group too.
Yeah.
That was like late. I forget. We were trying to. This was late. You guys were really late. Mark and Danielle text me, and I forget, it was like midnight my time, which would have been 1 o'clock your time. Oh, we're trying to finish we're down to the wire and trying to get that last few people in. And
I can just say, if you've ever been a procrastinator in life, this is where it really helps you out.
Yeah.
Because you can work right down to the last minute.
Yeah.
And it was fun. We had
But don't
so,
procrastinate.
yeah, but don't.
Get it done
But don't.
beforehand.
I just
We were
always,
trying to find people in Australia.
oh, we
Like,
laughed
anybody
so
in
hard.
Australia, and all of it was legit. They found someone in Australia. Believe it or not.
We should have recorded it because it was classic. We laughed a lot. It was amazing.
I think we could make a movie out of that. The 7K bloopers Saturday night, you know, because it's on Saturday night. Everybody's trying to hit that rank or hit that check, and it gets kind of fun. Anyway, exciting things, guys. Again, you know, if you're planning on going to Vegas, please get back with, you know, the people you're associated with. Let's get that list because we've got some fun things we're going to be doing there. I've been asked already, are we planning to get together and go out and eat? Guys, I can tell you right now, with what's on my plate, I am probably not going to eat. I may grab a sandwich here, but you know, we're into some final details on some things. I do have a Zoom with the video crew today. I'm just trying to give them a plan. I'm trying to get everybody's name on the list so that we can at least get some type of testimony recorded for you guys. Because remember, everyone that is on this call right now, you have a voice. I don't care if you just joined in the last day or so, you still have a voice, and that voice speaks to somebody. And we want to try and capture some of that in Vegas. So we, you know, once we get there, we're going to try and figure out a room we can do some of the recordings where it'd be quiet, and then we'll just pass it around amongst the leaders and just kind of take schedules and do that. So it's going to be a busy time. So with everything that 7K's got happening, everything we're trying to do, it is going to be fun. I do want to share one thing, because we talk about visions, and we talk about, you know, we build this to have fun and go places. I don't know. I see Alicia Kaufman is on here. I do know I spoke with her last night. She's getting ready to go on an exciting trip. And I don't know, Alicia, if you are able to talk just a moment kind of about what's about to happen or not. I know I'm catching you on the spot.
You might have to unmute her.
Okay, let me hold on. This I clicked the wrong button. I got the dang chat up and it covers my thing here. I need to ask the no, I unmuted everybody, so everybody should be able to unmute. Oh, yeah, allow participants to unmute themselves. You should be able to unmute. Maybe she's tied up or something. Mark, did you have something you wanted to add?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Hey, I just wanted to mention really quick, because I know we're talking about Vegas, and there might be new members on here who are like, Vegas, you know what? We have a conference May 1st. And at this point now, if you want to go, you can, but you get your tickets when you get to Vegas. With that said, I will tell you, it is not too late. I remember we had an event in one of our previous companies. I had gone to the event. They did back to back. They called them bashes, East Coast, West Coast. I went to the East Coast one, and then I had a leader call me because the West Coast one was happening. I'm like, well, I was just at the East Coast one. So anyway, long story short, it was a week out. And I looked at my friend who was doing the business with me. I said, do you want to go to California? And we got tickets in that like that. So it's not too late. If you want to get there, let us know. We're going to help you and join us, because it's going to be amazing. I just wanted to mention that.
You know, if I can mention one other thing is that, and this is for everybody, you want to, a lot of people say, here's what happens usually with a conference. Going into a conference about a few days before, everybody starts slowing down. Okay. They start slowing down in their business just because they're getting ready. Then when they get out to the conference, you've got most of the people who aren't really doing a lot of activity while they're there because they're tied up at the conference. That's 3 days. Then when they come back, and this is just a general rule, most people take like a week to absorb everything that they took in before they go out and start putting the pedal down. So what you want to do is, knowing these trends going in, you want to kind of prep for what's going to happen. So in other words, some people say, well, I need to get the conference. I really need to I need the inoculation. I'm just burned out. I'm just dead. I just need to get the conference. Here's what I tell you. Run a little bit harder into the conference. You got to get fired up though. You can't be exhausted or feeling wiped out when you're reaching out to people. You got to get energetic. So put on something that's going to pump you up or whatever, and then start building into it. Here's what I would tell everybody: have 10 in play by the time the conference begins, which means you've got 10 what are called Class A prospects. These are people that have indicated that they are interested in a business. You've talked to them within the last 30 days, okay? And you're in the process of continuing to talk with them. I will tell you what, there's nothing more, if you fill your funnel and you get your team to fill your funnel, this is what most people do. They go into the conference, they haven't filled their funnel, they come out of the conference, they're all pumped up. Now they start filling their funnel. And that's great, but you're not going to start seeing results that first week. If you go in and you fill your funnel going in, kind of going on faith, then you come out of there on fire, you're calling your prospects from the conference and you're putting them on 3-ways and you're doing FaceTimes and you're doing lives and things like that. And they're seeing this, and every one of them, I would bet that you'd get 5 out of 10 at least who would sign up. That's my personal opinion. Unless you get a bunch of people who hate gold and silver, then you're probably not going to get them. But if you get people who are receptive and they're looking at this seriously, 5 out of 10, why would you not? And so I just recommend start building now, start planting seeds now.
And if I
Okay.
can just say, Mark taught me this a long time ago, and we put it into practice every time. If you don't, and we're going to help, as we get like that week before, we'll help everybody do this. But if you don't, and you're sitting in Vegas, trust me, you're going to kick yourself. And you'll be like, oh, why didn't I do that? Because you're going to want to be calling people because you're going to be so excited. You're going to feel so compelled to share what you're going to hear. And you don't want that to be your first call. You want that to be your follow-up call. Like, remember I told you I was coming to Vegas? Oh my gosh, I'm sending you something, check it out. So
The other thing I'd tell you is we ought to do some sort of a blitz running into Vegas. Some sort of a blitz. And that's just me throwing this out there, whatever it might be. Something where we go sprinting in to that conference, because
make that.
everybody who's in that funnel, it's just a matter of time before they come through. And think about this. If you come back and you get one, now you're fired up, and now you go out and you talk to someone, they're like, I'm ready to go. Now you got 10 other people on the phone you can go back to and say, listen, I talked to you first. You want to grab a spot? It's like taking candy from a baby.
I'm looking at the 24th for a blitz. Anybody in?
Good stuff. Good stuff. Jerry, you had your hand up?
Okay. So this is like totally dumb luck, and I was totally bummed out because it did not happen before last Saturday night. But Rick Thomas, my silver sponsor, came in and did a house meeting for us last night. So Mark and Danielle, thank you for the advice, because I've already started. I've got a list of folks, and I am between taxes and this pushing. So hopefully we'll be in good shape by the time we get to Vegas. Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
He didn't
Thank
make your prospects disappear, did he?
you. Ben?
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know to keep this in mind. When you get to the conference, you're going to want to take selfies of you at the conference for future marketing material. You're never going to get that chance again to have that excitement and that flair and the banners and the stations and all that stuff. So be sure to get at least a dozen selfies of you explaining what's going on at the conference, because it's really going to help you later when you go to do your marketing and put your marketing material together.
Good stuff, Ben. Thank you. All right. I see Alicia it was my fault. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't ask you to unmute, but do you mind? I know you and I talked a little bit about last night, and we talk about 7K and the opportunity here of kind of getting the freedom and a little bit, and you share with me something that you're getting ready to do, and I thought, holy cow. Do you mind kind of just sharing with us this morning, because I know what's gonna happen, and then when I get finished, I'll kind of share what we're gonna do here. So I'll ask you to unmute again. There you go.
All right. That's the most difficult I ever had, unmuting. So, and then I was getting calls from people. He's calling on you. Text, he's calling on you. Anyway, okay. So you want me to share with everybody what I'm getting ready for?
Yes.
So, all right. Well, I am not leaving for the conference on the 29th or 30th of April. I am leaving next week. Tim and I have a friend, a really good friend, who is a UPS pilot. And pilots have mandatory retirement at age 65. That's from any, major airlines. And he can still be a pilot, but he just can't be for any of the major carriers. So he's been so sad about it that his wife said, look, for your 65th birthday, rather than having a party and rather than having a retirement party, why don't you plan a trip so that you have something to look forward to? So they called us up and asked us if we would go on this trip with them. And we're going, we'll drive to Atlanta. He'll pick us up in his plane. Oh, that's what I forgot to say. Yes. So he has a plane. It's called a Shrike Commander. It seats 7 people. It has the wings on top of the plane, which is really nice because then you can see down without any obstruction of the view. And so we're hitting states we've never been to before, so we can try to get all the lower 48. So we're starting out on a river in Arkansas. We're going to Grand Canyon and seeing that, Monument Valley, Bryce, and I forgot the other one out there, Zion. Then we'll go to Vegas. From Vegas, we'll go to Napa, Cannon Beach, Oregon. Then we're going to go to Glacier National Park, which is where Richard lives. And he's picking us up and taking us 4-wheeling on his property that overlooks Ashley Lake. Then we'll go to North Dakota, South Dakota, see Mount Rushmore, Minnesota, land for fuel. I've never been to Minnesota, so we're land for fuel and probably just get some lunch. And then we're going to Mackinac Island, where the movie Somewhere in Time was filmed. So to see the Grand Hotel, and then we'll head back. So Curtis and I were on, I don't know, till 1 o'clock. That's why I'm not on camera this morning. But I was telling Curtis that, yeah, I said it's probably not the best business decision. But, why do we work? We work so that we get to do things like this. And so I'm like, I'm going for it. So that's what we're doing. So we'll be gone a month. And I think Tim is wanting to pipe in and say something. What are you trying to say?
Tell them that Rick's in the business. It's going to get.
Oh, yes. So the other thing too is Rick was one of the first people I signed, and that was 1.5 years ago. But he said, I'm just focusing on working as much overtime as I can till I retire, and then I'll look at 7K. So yeah, he's on my team and he's coming to the conference. So that'll be great too.
Well, Alicia, I know you and I talked a little bit about this, and this is what I was sharing with her last night is we have a 7K member in the business that owns a plane. It's like, holy cow, now we can do some things fun. But anyway, I wanted to bring her up this morning because, this is kind of the fun stuff. When you work hard, you get to play a little bit. And this opportunity come up for Alicia to be able to be on 30 days. It's unbelievable. I would love to do that. I was sharing with her last night. not the last business that I was in, but one right before that. I actually come in contact with an Amish gentleman, and Amish do not own vehicles. Well, he basically hired me to drive him all over the country, and in 1 year, I put 110,000 miles on my car driving, and we would leave, we'd be gone for weeks. We'd start in Missouri, we'd go to Ohio, Pennsylvania, and then all of a sudden he'd say, "Oh, we need to go to Florida." So we're in Pennsylvania, and he says, "Let's go to Florida." So then we just head to Florida. And, I was always wishing that, man, I wish I owned a plane that you could just get from place to place and then here, anyway, that's
Well,
the point. But
well, Curtis, the other thing that we were talking about is that if I were working another job, I wouldn't be able to do this. I'd have to ask off work. And then let's just say they let me off work, but then you're working with no pay. So I've been, I get a paycheck every week from 7K Metals. So, so each week I'll be getting that deposit while I'm on the trip, which is such a huge blessing.
Yep. And I did ask, I said, while you're on the trip, if you've got good cell phone service, we'll pop in and hopefully you'll be able to share some of those places that you're at with us. So
Yeah, maybe from the Grand Canyon. Of course, I don't know about the service, like you said, but I'm sure we'll get to do it some.
Yep.
So,
It'll be
all right.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yep. And thanks for sharing this morning.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yep. All right, Mike, I've got you muted, so you have to unmute.
Yeah, Curtis, did you tell him that Amish guy doesn't have people drive him around anymore? He's also a pilot now too.
I did not. that was
we also have a meeting with him Friday evening. So
yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
That's good. Yeah, it was funny. We share stories about that because as we were driving, it said we kept talking about having a plane. Man, it'd be nice if we could just get a plane and do that. And now he's left the Amish and no longer, he drives a car now, and now he has his pilot's license. So amazing things. Anywho, guys, lots and lots of good things happening. Kind of on a personal note, my dreams for building 7K are to be with my family. One of the things that I really enjoy is my youngest son kind of was blessed with some athletic abilities, and he loves track and field. We're in the track and field season. The problem has been we've had 6 track meets and only been able to compete twice because of the wind or the weather. And last night they had a track meet, and it was still windy, but he was able to finally break the high school record. And now as a freshman, he holds the high school record for Macon, which we've been planning on this for like 3 years, and now he's finally there, but the weather hadn't done anything. And tomorrow I'm not going to be able to, I'll be able to pop in, but I've asked Kathy, she's going to host tomorrow's Coffee with Curtis because we have one of the biggest track meets of the year. There'll be 25 schools there. And he'll be competing for that. And we have to leave right at the same time. So we got to get behind the bus at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So I won't be able to be on and run it from a good internet connection. So Kathy's going to be hosting tomorrow, and I'm sure Mark and Danielle and others will help out. But anyway, guys, there's a lot happening. Jason's already called me this morning. Believe me, they are planning for Vegas. Vegas is going to be awesome. It's going to be phenomenal. So with that, guys, that's about all I have this morning. I don't know if there's any other leaders on here that want to share before we go with anything or any announcements. If you do, okay, Annie. Yep.
Yeah, I think that between me, frankly, recovering from that late night and whatever, I don't think that I have fully officially acknowledged Louie and Beth for going bronze recently. And they both are, the servant heart that we talk about here. They both are major team players. They do not care cross line, up line, down line. Like, they are so generous and such beautiful human spirits. So I just am really grateful for them. And I know that this is just the beginning of what they're going to be building. So congratulations, guys.
Yep. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you, Andy, for that. Nancy? I've got you muted.
There. I was able to unmute it. Thank you. As I've been listening to all of you, and my goodness, meeting Dr. Northrup, that's amazing, you guys, for bringing in. When I think of when we started a year ago, of the little dreams we had, and now listening to this group, the dreams we have going forward. Kathy's talking about buying a plane. We've got Alicia taking an amazing trip for a month. Curtis, your time off with your family for accomplishing national pole vaulting records. Look at all of the things that this team is accomplishing. Think about where we're going to be a year from now. I'm thinking the dreams are getting bigger and bigger, and it is so exciting. George and I are starting to practice cornhole so we can go into a conference and compete with you guys and be on a team that you'd want us to be on. We're so excited, and our team is growing and growing, but I'm just absorbing all of the energy that's coming from our group. And I can't wait to see all of you again. I can't wait to be in Las Vegas with you, but more importantly, I can't wait for my team to meet all of you. I mean, we've got people coming, Curtis. I'll get the list off to you as quickly as I can. But we're really, really.
All right. Well, thank you, Nancy. Does anyone else have anything before we go?
There, so I'm sorry you missed out on that, but just think of our dreams there's no limit to them. Just keep going.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Jerry Hayes?
This is just real quick for Alicia. If you are out by Mount Rushmore, within about 10 miles of Mount Rushmore is a monument known as the Crazy Horse Memorial. It is an amazing tribute to the Native American heritage in our country. Do not miss it. It is stunning. It is fabulous.
All right. All right. Well, thanks, everyone.
Can I
Guys,
just really quickly, Chris, I just want to welcome a new member, Sharon. I just wanted to say, I'm so glad you were able to hop on. I know you have pickleball, so
yeah.
good luck.
Yep. We guys, and I'm terrible at remembering all those things that when you run one, I just, we do this call every Monday through Friday, and every day, I just don't get to welcome the new members, and, always forget. My mind just going 100 mile an hour. But guys, we do want to welcome you if you're new to this call. We do this call every Monday through Friday. It's just a place where we're here building the dream of 7K. There's 73 people on here, and we're helping build 73 different families' visions, and it's through 7K Metals, and we thank 7K for that. So if you are a guest, we welcome you. If you've been here for a long time, we thank you for continuing to join us. Russ, you got your hand up. Let me think. I'm gonna have to unmute you.
Yeah, I just had something real neat happen. You guys probably saw that I was on the phone. A gentleman called and said, I haven't checked in for a week. And I said, oh yeah. And I said, I've been meaning to talk to you. What are you gonna do about this silver and gold thing? He said, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. We need to get together. He has about $10,000 he wants to invest. We were talking for about 20 minutes or whatever it was. He wants to come and get involved. This is one of those that he saw the plan about a month ago and got off the radar. So that just pumped me up because he called me and allowed me to speak for a few minutes.
Well, that's exciting, Russ.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
And by the way, I come every morning and I'm here early. You guys have got it right. This is the best company there is, bar none. I've been in companies where been working for the government and that they could care less. You guys, all of you have something out there, and I pull on you. Sometimes you guys pull on me, and it's going to be good to try and find all of you in Vegas. I'm looking forward to that. I used to live a couple hours from Vegas, but I'm looking forward to that. And you guys are on target. Don't let anybody ever tell you you're not.
Well, thank you, Russ. Thank you. Well, guys, that's about all we have for today. We want to thank you for joining us. Today is Wednesday, right? Today's Wednesday. Just stay plugged into your teams. There's lots and lots of things happening. So make sure you don't miss nothing. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you.
Thanks, Curtis.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks, everybody. Love y'all.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Love you.
Have a great day, everyone.